Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
Kayak Bass Nation is presented by Dugout Bait and Tackle. Go to dugoutfishing.com to find everything you need for your next kayak bass fishing tournament.
Hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego.
Also sponsored by Revos Sunglasses. Go to revo.com, use code KBN25 to save 25% off your next order. Revo, best lenses on earth. Also sponsored by Western Sun Vodka. Go to westernsundistillery.com and use the bottle finder to find a bottle near you.
Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to KBN Live. What's happening, Ryan? How you doing?
Here we are.
Feeling better? You feeling better this week?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. Turns out Bradford pears will give you COVID-like symptoms.
I think
After
I saw,
3 COVID tests, I finally accepted that I didn't have COVID.
I think I saw Nathan Green make a post about no more Bradford pears. Maybe that's why.
They're
Maybe that's
awful,
why.
dude. They're freaking awful.
I tried to get you. But we're here on a Monday. No big tournament to talk about over the weekend, but we did have some news late last week to talk about. But before we get to that, if you guys saw, we're doing a Revos Throwing Shades Monday, giving away a pair of Revos tonight.
Yeah.
So we're doing the contest a little bit different. What I put on the Kayak Bass Nation Facebook fan page, and if you guys see it on YouTube, you can go over there and try to get in on this too. There's a post with the YouTube channel on it. And what we want you to do is share the YouTube channel post and go over there and sub on the YouTube channel, and we'll pick a winner from that. We're going to do a little something.
Mixing it up, Jeff.
Mixing
I
it
like
up. Do
Keeping it
something
fresh.
different. So we'll get a pair of Revos. We've had quite a few folks win those since we've been doing this, and everybody that's got a pair has just been thrilled with the quality. So next one up tonight, somebody's going to win a pair of Revos. But anyway, no big tournament over the weekend, like we said, but we did have another tournament sellout on Friday, Ryan. That was crazy, wasn't it?
That was nuts. I honestly, we've seen these tournaments going on sale or whatever, and I mean, what's the fastest one been up until this? Like 2 hours or something? Like, Broken Bow. What was it? Broken Bow? It was Broken Bow. Got to like 160 or 180 pretty quickly, and then just kind of tapered off, and it set at like 196 for like a week or something. And I really did think Chick was going to take an hour and a half, something. Nope. Nope. It went to, what was it, like 160 in 2 minutes or something crazy?
Yeah, it was nuts.
And I mean, you had guys that I guess probably felt like it was going to take an hour or 2 hours or whatever, that they'd have the opportunity, and they weren't on it. They were not on the spot. They weren't ready. And people started complaining immediately, and it was hilarious. It brought me so much joy to see these people just like making excuses for why they didn't get on it at go time and sign up. Like it's all on you. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. We've got Kyle and Mike from Topwater here tonight. They're going to talk about their series, but I want to get their opinion on this as well. What they think about these sellouts happening, and then what they thought about all the people's ideas from the couch about what they want to do to change the process to get in these tournaments.
I mean, what do you? I mean, if something is selling out, that's the kind of the goal of. I feel like all these tournament series is like you want to cap out. Like you want to cap out for the host city. You want to cap out for payouts. That makes everything predictable. You don't have to put asterisks by all your stuff. Like you can say, hey, we're selling out. This is exactly how much you're going to get, and you know it up front. That's the goal. Like, I don't know why people think that's not the goal. Why would you change something like, make entry fee $400? Why? Why don't you just keep selling out and do something great? Let's stick with that.
Yeah, I like the cap. And what the only thing wouldn't be in a change, I guess, it'd be an addition that it would be nice, is if at some point they would offer a preseason. Hey, from January 1st to January 15th, you can pay for all the tournaments at once. Maybe
then that's the question: is what do you offer? If you did something like that, and I wanted to get the Topwater guys on and get their input on this, because I don't know how you package that to make it more or less fair.
Right.
Who gets that option? What if it's 3 really popular tournaments and they sell out in pre-sale? Then
right.
what?
Right. Maybe we could do it like how AJ gives away stuff at the end of the year on that spinning wheel. We could just put everybody's name in a wheel, and
where it's almost Shane, then it's like boop, nope.
Yeah, it's like the NCAA selection committee. We could just select 200 people. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just I know that AJ, he's as pro as it gets. Whatever adjustments they're going to make, if they make any at all, they'll be the right ones, and they'll keep. It's a great problem to have. You know what I'm saying? It's a great problem to have. To be fighting. John Allen said Fork had 120. They did. You guys had a big tournament. You always had big tournaments in Texas. So way to go, North Texas.
They partied hard the night before too. Great job, Allen Brothers and Marky Mark. I'm very proud of the shirtless pics and what all the fruits of that outing that we got on the nation. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, that was brutal. But yeah, we won't beat around the bush, man. We'll get Mike and Kyle in here because I got a lot of questions for him. I know you probably do too, because I think this series is probably one of the least heralded series nationally, maybe for what they heralded that they've got going. Because what they've got going on up there is unbelievable if you really dive into their social media and their website and things like that. So we'll hear all about that.
Let's do it.
Before we do that, let's talk about sponsors real quick. We already talked about the Revo giveaway. Of course, we got Dugout Bait and Tackle, dugoutfishing.com.
Dude, that 11-year-old kid came and picked up his $21,000 kayak this week, too, by the way.
Did you see
Hats off to you, young man.
That TikTok video that dude did on it got like 2 million views from
boy.
the booth?
I know. He was acting like it was crazy. Like, dog, we sold that like an hour after you left the booth, but appreciate you.
I tried to do a duet and leech some views from that. Didn't work out too well.
Didn't work out.
I got a few. And then, of course, we got Western Sun Vodka, the drink of choice for KBN folks everywhere. You got a Western Sun there or just a koozie? What you got?
Just a koozie. I'm going super light. I have a big project this week at work. So,
we don't just do this for a living, do we, Ryan?
Believe it or not, we don't do this for anything. So
we piece it together on a weekly basis. All right, so let's see if I can remember how to do this on a week-to-week basis, and we'll get John and Kyle, or Mike and Kyle in here. Here we go. Boom, boom. Mike, Anderson, Kyle, what is up, guys?
What's up?
What is happening, Kayak Bass Nation? Thanks for having us, guys.
Topwater Nation joins Kayak Bass Nation.
I love it.
It's like a match made in heaven.
In your tournaments, I know we get this question a lot about the Hobie Bass Open Series. Are you only allowed to throw topwater in your series?
No, that is probably the number one frequently asked question.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. We
Damn
get
Yankees.
all the
Y'all
time,
are wild.
Like, hey, am I only allowed to throw a topwater bait at your tournaments? And it's a solid no.
Anyone that asks that, tell them yes, and just see how it goes.
Yeah,
For sure.
Just Spook Juniors. That's it. That's all you can tell, no matter what time of year it is.
It gets asked like every time, and then like everybody starts laughing at the people when they ask, and then those people get offended, and then when we got to go back and be like, no, it's okay, don't worry.
We know how that feels around here. Don't ask questions.
Right?
The motto.
No. Funny story. Backstory on the naming of that. So Kyle and I are brothers, and for our day-to-day job, we own a software development company, and we named that company based off one of our favorite styles of fishing, which is drop shot. So when we got into the fishing series aspect of it, we wanted to kind of just keep naming things after techniques of fishing. So Topwater was born. So.
Well, that's what my first question was going to be: is give us the backstory, give us the history of what you guys are about before we get into the details.
Sure, Kyle.
Yeah, so basically this all started about 3.5, 4 years ago. Michigan has an awesome scene for kayak fishing, but it was kind of dominated by the big weekend events. And there's a series here called West Michigan Bass, which I pretty much, they're on the boat side. They do the boat thing. and they're just kind of filled with those like weeknight 3-hour fun tournaments where you go out, fish for a few hours, have a good time. And I'm like, why don't we bring this to the kayak world? Just because it's simpler, it's easier for guys to get into, it's a little less intimidating for people that haven't done it before. So we just did it kind of for fun. We picked out a schedule. We had, I think, 10, 12 events that first season, all summer long, meeting every week. We had a blast. So then we actually ended up adding some more events to the end of the year just because it was fun. And that's kind of how it all started. I think the next year we did 4 different leagues around the state. And then last year we did 8 leagues around the state. And then this year I think we've got like 11 or 12. And then we've got Canada and like 5 other states. So it's just a good time. And like I say, it's a way to kind of introduce new people to the sport. But we have, competitive anglers, guys coming out for their first time, and it just ends up being enjoyable for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
We wanted to kind of be that middle, type series, the funnel series, to get their feet wet, get novice, new people out into the sport, get them kind of used to a tournament setting, but in a less intimidating atmosphere with low entry fees, low cost. Meet some new people, check out everybody's rigs. So the way that we run the league night series is we all meet at the same launch at the same time. Everybody stages all of their kayaks on the bank. Everybody's free to walk around, check out everybody's rigged up kayaks, get some ideas, ask questions. And then we shotgun start at the same time. Go fish for 3 hours. We meet back at the ramp, do the live results right there at the ramp. So everybody can go have a beer afterwards.
Steve Field loves shotgun starts. That's his
right on, man.
Yeah.
favorite.
He's aroused hearing that if he's listening to that.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen. Has he said good day, gents, yet? I haven't seen him.
Not yet.
All right. He may have missed us tonight. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, didn't mean to attack you while you're gone.
Yeah. These guys, I mean, that sounds wonderful, and grassroots is what it's all about, and giving people an entry to the sport. But I'm going to throw this graphic up from Facebook. That's a monstrous schedule, my man. That's a lot of stuff going on. You
That's
got
only
Elite Series.
half of the schedule. So
Yeah.
What?
that's just the Michigan and one of our league series down in Indiana. So it looks crazy and super intimidating, but if you actually break down the league series, it's not. So most of them are all based on a weeknight. So a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. And they're scattered on a 2-week period. So you'll fish this Wednesday, take a week off, fish the next Wednesday in that particular division. But that also gives anglers the chance, if they want to fish as much as possible, to hit the next closest division to you. So we staggered those geographically on a bi-weekly schedule. So you could fish the Genesee division this week, you could fish the Huron division the following week, and compete in separate AOY races if you wanted to. Every schedule or every event is on a different body of water. So we're trying to test anglers' skills and ability. You're going to get big water, you're going to get small inland lakes, you're going to get rivers or reservoirs. So you get a little bit of everything on that schedule.
Not being super familiar with the map of the Great White North, how far roughly are these divisions from each other, like central wise, like a couple hours? Like what are we talking about distance here?
Yeah, it kind of varies. Most of them are maybe hour and a half from each other.
Okay, so not bad. I mean,
yeah, you can definitely, obviously you can't make it perfect, but we try to keep them where they're kind of in pairs. So you've got 2 kind of in the same area.
Yeah,
so we got
gotcha.
like 2 in southeast, 2 in southwest. So you can jump and do both of them or just do the closest one. And pretty much all the tournaments in a league are all within about 45 minutes centrally, from one way or the other. So they're all pretty close.
and do y'all pretty much run the whole kind of multi-state area? Is y'all's deal kind of the deal there, or are you competing against other clubs and things?
No, not at all. There are a ton of fantastic trail series, especially here in Michigan. I think we have 4 different trail series just in this state alone that are phenomenal. Jonathan Pepin runs an amazing trail up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So, I mean, that's quite a hike for some of us Southerners to get all the way up into the UP to fish a tournament. So he runs his own trail up there. Michigan Kayak Trail has been around for years and runs a fantastic trail. Michigan Big Bass Kayak League has their own trail here. Little bit different format for those guys, where you're just going out to fish and find the one biggest bass for the day. And then the Topwater Trail. So 4 trails here. You get down into Indiana, some another, IKAs down there, GRBYs down there. So a lot of amazing trails here in the Midwest. But the thing with our league series, and most of it being on a weeknight, we don't feel that we're impeding on those weekend bigger trail series tournaments. So you kind of get the best of both worlds that way.
Gotcha.
Let's throw this back on the screen. So, Bray, we kind of touched on the league series there, which I assume you're talking about the most right here, the multi-trails all over the place. But also on here, you've got Elite Series and World Series. So tell us about those two things.
Yeah, so the League Series we already talked about. That's kind of most of what we've covered and kind of where we got our start. The Elite Series, just for that kind of basically, you look at what Hobie does. Obviously, they're doing an amazing job, and we kind of wanted to bring something similar to our area up here. So those are 2-day weekend tournaments. They're on the top of that big schedule that you showed earlier. Like I say, 2-day weekend tournaments, a little bit higher dollar entry. Those are all over the state on kind of like more big waters. Like we hit Lake St. Clair and things like that. And then the World Series of Fishing is actually our League Series championship. And what we do there is pretty much the angler of the year from every one of those leagues ends up going head-to-head in a MLF style of competition. And we actually mount 2 GoPros on each one of those kayaks. We send out camera boats and all that stuff. And once you qualify for that World Series Fishing, there's no entry fee. So I think last year, first prize was around like 10 grand worth of prizes in cash these guys were competing for. And then we filmed and edited. We have already done all our qualifiers, and the championship will be on basically our Facebook page and YouTube in another couple weeks from now. So we pretty much just get it all together and play it just similar like you'd see like MLF on TV.
And you guys are releasing that on social media? Are you putting that on any kind of streaming service anywhere?
Nope, just social. Nope, just social media for now. We're looking at releasing our own app for like Apple TV, of course, the mobile platforms, Roku, all that. So we'll probably have that within the next, hopefully, 6 months to a year. But right now, we just throw it up on YouTube and Facebook.
Do you want Jeff to hook you up with his app?
Funny enough, Kyle and I have talked a little bit on the side about that.
We've chatted a little bit back about that.
I'm hoping Jeff will hook me up with my Apple app.
I'm ironing out the wrinkles, Ryan. I actually uploaded a new update. I uploaded a new update tonight. All right, hopefully it fixes some of the errors we were having there.
I've been trying to change my profile pic every day, and it's just
keeps crashing on you. I know it does.
Mobile apps are a pain. We've been there.
Yeah. We're going to get there. It took about a month to get that Droid one working right, and then when I updated the Apple one, it messed the Droid one up.
It's always something.
Luckily, there's only like 6 or 8 people using the Droid one, so that's
true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah. But what you guys have going on, man, like I said, I wanted to have you on because what you're talking about, nobody's doing that. I mean, nobody's doing that locally or really nationally. I know Hobie filmed some stuff. KBF has tried to film some stuff in the past. I don't know that Bass has put together any kind of show kind of stuff, but nobody's really doing that. You're not doing what you guys are doing. And really, if you're not really paying attention, how many people south know about what Topwater's doing up there and are trying to model stuff after you guys? So that's why I wanted to have you on to talk about it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know. Jeff told me, and I was like, put that in the post description so people understand like what's happening. Like, I felt like I was just like, oh yeah, those guys, they're running the trails up there. Good job. And then he's like, no, dude, like they're doing, live streaming, they're doing content. And I was like, well, okay, we need to tell people that.
Every time I see a page, you guys are at some kind of boat show or expo. I mean, you've got your brand out there. I mean, you're doing it.
We're trying hard, man. And, for us, the goal was to keep kayak fishing as affordable as possible for the newcomers to the sport. Keeping the goal in mind to introduce new people, keep growing the sport, and like I said, be that funnel feeder to the bigger national trails once they're ready to get there. If they're fast enough to sign up for it,
Yeah. Well, what did I see a post that you guys are trying to offer your format to folks outside of the north, like people in somebody in Arkansas could start a Topwater affiliate, basically. Yeah. Is that right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. League series are, if you live somewhere outside of Michigan and you want to start up a league series and you've got some bodies of water that you're able to get to and put together a schedule, that's really about it, man. We need a good director, boots on the ground, but everything else is handled pretty much internally here between Kyle and myself and our crew here in Michigan. So it's fairly simple to do, especially on the software side of things.
If Steve-O wants to run a 7th trail series for himself, he can start a Topwater Series too?
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, done.
Isn't Steve
Sign him
partnered with Spro? It just makes sense. He could
Yeah, I
actually
know.
start a literal Topwater Series somehow.
There's not a place Steve-O is not. I'll go ahead and tell you. That guy is all over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, tell Steve to reach out. We would love to talk to the Strowens there.
Dude.
But no, I mean, just this year alone, we've have a new league series popping up kind of all over the map. We've got a new series starting in Missouri, one down in Georgia, one in Pennsylvania. Mr. Offner is starting one over in Southwest
Yeah,
Ontario.
boy.
So, yeah.
I
So
love that guy.
Kind of spreading out across the map starting this year. So most we've ever done is here in Michigan and kind of branched down into Indiana at the end of last year. And that weeknight format, man, it's kind of our bread and butter, and it's easy to do, easy to participate in. So I think that's why we're seeing that success.
Yeah, and people like that. I know around here they have what they call them jackpots, basically weekly jackpots in the evening, but it's real loosely organized. There's no series to it. It's just throw your money in a hat and people walk away at the end of the night.
And that's how it started for us. The best way I can describe it is instead of going bowling on Tuesday nights, we go kayak fishing on Tuesday nights, and it started out that first year where 5, 6, 7 of us would get together and just go out kayak fishing together. And, a couple weeks later, 14 people would show up, and then 25 people showed up. And it got to the point where, all right, everybody throw $20 in the hat and, winner take all. And that spurred on an actual tournament series the following year. And it just kind of expanded from, like Kyle said, 10 events. And I think by the time we were done with that first year, we had ran, 21 events, something like that, and came back the following year with 40. And I think after we're done with this year, after getting all of the events registered, we should be somewhere around, I want to say 160, 170 tournaments on the schedule for this year.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I want to get back to the actual series and the fishing and all that, but there's one thing I wanted to bring up. I was going to kind of wait, but I'm going to bring it up now since somebody threw it in the comments. And you guys tipped us off at the beginning when you said you're both in the software game. But Jonathan Pepin said the Topwater Tracker app is a game changer, free to use, and allows clubs to get back to the anglers. Ryan, these guys have their own scoring app.
I know that part already.
You already know that part. I'm going to throw it right here.
I did know that.
Yeah, and it's right here, some screenshots from the Apple App Store. But I don't know anything about it. I've never used it. But all we ever hear about is the app wars going on out there between Tourney X and I Stand with Tourney X and Fishing Chaos and all that stuff. But here's Topwater Tracker, and I'm hearing the word free to use. You guys use it up there, so tell us about that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so the app, we came out with it, honestly, just to save money. The way our format is with as many tournaments as we hold and as low dollar entry, it was just it made sense. And obviously with the background that we've got as something that we were able to put together, we decided just to release it for free, basically, so we can keep as much money in the sport as possible. And I just kind of always feel like that if you really care about something, if you love something, you do everything in your power to kind of make it better. And I feel like with the resources that we have here, we're just trying to do everything we can to make the sport better and give as much back to it and keep as much money in it as possible. So
did it cost you millions of dollars to build it?
It did not. There was no millions of dollars. So.
Okay, all right, that settles it.
Nope, no millions of dollars. There's costs associated with
Kyle's
that stuff.
modest here.
But the
999,000.
Yeah, high 800,000s. But we round
so
down.
does it? And this is a serious question. Does it have access to where a photo was actually taken?
Yeah. So the one thing that I'm really adamant about with this software, and there's some people that don't like it, is that I force the picture to be taken with the app.
Okay. Gotcha.
Some people don't like that. There's really no way around it to not.
So that's what I was
locations.
wondering, because that seems to be the big hang up, is having access through these cell phone providers to the actual location data from where a photo was taken with the phone. I understand in the app, that's available because you've given permissions basically to share that data. But as far as extracting that from a photo, I didn't know if you guys did that or if that's just across the board how it works.
Yeah, it's really an unreliable way to do it. So we just force the picture with the app. We've designed it, and we've got a bunch of improvements coming this year, but we've designed it so when you hit the new submission button, it immediately brings up your camera and you can take as many pictures as you want. and then you hit continue. It brings you to the next page, and you can see all those pictures, choose the one that's the best, hit continue, you put in your length, and then you hit submit and you're done. So we've tried to make it as streamlined as possible, because obviously you're out in the water, you don't want to waste time, clicking through pictures and all that stuff. But by forcing the picture with the app, it kind of allows us to make sure that, it is taken when and where, people are saying that it was. And for people, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kyle. So does it give you a full camera view? I know some of the trouble with taking pictures in app with some of the others was it would kind of distort the camera view and you couldn't hardly see the whole fish trying to take the picture. You know what I'm saying?
There's been some issues mainly on the Android platform with that. I believe we've got most of those bugs worked out, but there was something. Honestly, 90% of our issues come with Android, but we've tried to get them all worked out.
Hashtag
that was
pheasant life.
It was one that we had, but I think we fixed it.
Jeff, please stop using that old potato and get you an iPhone. I'm tired of these green texts.
Sorry, man. Can't do it.
We're getting sponsor money, Jeff. You can afford an iPhone now.
I know I can. But I've told you I think I've told you. I've told everybody why I have an Android. No, my entire family's iPhoners. No one's ever stole my charger, and it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh my gosh, bro!
That's a good point.
But you can't use anyone else's charger. You just have to sit there with a dead green texter.
I don't lose mine.
I'll give that to Android. I wish iPhone was USB-C. I like those chargers way better.
For sure.
All right, we got some Thank you, Tim Percy. I'll put his comment up there. iPhones for 13-year-old girls. So Katie had a question about the app. She said, what's the failure rate with picture submissions, and how do you address it?
So I'm assuming failure rate would be like the upload issues, I'm thinking, is what she's asking. Correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the issues we do have is when there's bad service. So what we've done there, we've kind of done it twofold. First off, basically the app essentially caches everything and then uploads it when it's able. So if you are in, no service area, it's going to cache everything. And then as soon as you move into a, service area, it's going to upload those. If it fails, it retries again. Another thing that we did is that we set it up so it kind of handles everything in a two-step process. So it's uploading the data first. And this is new for this year, but it's uploading the data first. So, just that small packet of information, the length, who it was, all that. And then after that's completed, it comes back and tries to upload the image itself. So if for some reason you're in a real bad service area, you'll get on the website where it's going to say image pending. But at least we know, hey, this fish was caught, where it was caught and all that information, but the image might not be there yet. So we just hold off on judging until that image. So helps in the areas with with real bad service. So hopefully that was the question that's being asked. If not, post it back up and I'll try and answer it.
Katie will let us know. She's quick.
She'll share links to her questions.
For sure.
Yeah, she's quick with the thumbs. I think she's on her laptop. I don't think she's doing this with a phone. If so, it must be.
I was picturing her like typing with her thumbs, like Texas.
I love Katie and Ryan. It's good people.
Yeah, it's good people. She says when fish don't submit, when you hit submit, so it means the struggle isn't with the anglers, what she's saying. So once you hit submit, you can kind of trust the app to try to resubmit it or keep spinning until it goes.
Yeah. So you don't have to sit there and wait. It just syncs it. It attempts to sync it right away, but if for whatever reason it doesn't have the service, then it just tries to resubmit as it's able. And if you have no service at the time, then it just banks it. And then as soon as you find service, it'll automatically resubmit. So.
Okay, so you don't have to live well it. It'll just bank it itself.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it'll automatically go to your live well, and there's little color-coded check marks in your live well on all the pictures you've taken. So it's going to tell you when it's synced up or not by the color of check mark, whether it's yellow or green. Green is go. It's good.
I don't want to give these guys any ideas, Ryan, but it sounds like they can make some bank with this app.
Maybe one day.
Comment on it, Jeff.
Maybe one day. Like Kyle said, the goal was to find the most inexpensive way for us to score fish, especially with our league night series. Some of our series are pretty popular. We've had league night series where we've had over 50 some anglers show up on a Wednesday night to a tournament. Other anglers up north, a little harder to get that many people to show up. So maybe they have 10, let's say, on a Tuesday night. To take scoring money out of that pot, that takes a chunk out of that 10 angler pot that we're going to give away that night. So to keep all the money in-house and give that right back to the angler at the end of the night, that was our goal behind this. So free it was.
And questions back and forth in the chat. Some questions about pay and register through the app. And then Tim DeSmit answered, no, you sign up on the website and pay there, right? So explain that a little bit, the process of getting to the tournament.
Yeah, so right now everything is through the website. We released the current version of the app, I would say like April of last year. We did some bug fixes, but we've sat on that version until now. Within the next month, we're actually going to release a completely updated version that does have sign up for all the tournaments within the app. So the old one, you had to do it all through the website, but we've updated that with the new one so that you can sign up on the website or on the app.
So free to folks in the Topwater Series, but what about some guy in Arkansas wants to use the Topwater tracker for his tournament? Is there an option for that?
Yep. Yeah. We don't charge anybody for it. So,
this is ridiculous. Get this business model out of here.
It's like TurboTax. It's free.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
sponsorship dollars will come down the road, you know.
Do you sell their social security number?
No, we we sell them an extended warranty on their vehicle.
Right.
I got it. You sent it to what was it? Titan Tungsten that used to spam everybody's email.
Right.
Now we know where that came from.
No, we don't sell any information or anything like that. Obviously, everybody's smart. At some point, we're going to have to monetize this in some way because we have costs associated with it. But honestly, the cost of running an app for server and all that kind of stuff is really minimal. It's not anything that's cost preventative or something like that. And so
this is a lie. Everything I've known is a lie.
So, our goal is hopefully that through sponsors and those type of things that we can be able to support the cost of that. And at this, we have no plans to charge per user or to charge the leagues themselves or anything like that. Our goal is just hopefully that we can get enough sponsors to back us that we can keep it free to everybody.
Do you know AJ McWerthers?
Oh yeah. We talk often.
Okay.
He's in the chat.
I know.
We've had some
I saw him
good
throwing
talks
up his
with AJ.
Android gang signs out there. He's here. He's in it.
No, AJ's a good guy. I've talked to him many times, asked him for advice on stuff that we're doing. We try to make sure, even though that our tournaments aren't a big deal, that we at least do them on opposite weekends of anything they've got in the area. So
if you're successfully running 700 tournaments, that's a pretty big deal on the scale of things. And some people can't pull off 5 in a season. I think y'all are probably doing all right.
I mean, actually, going back to when we started this Elite Series last year, we wanted to loosely base it off the Hobie model and what AJ and the crew there has been able to put together, which we see as being that upper echelon tournament. That's the best of the best. So why not model ourselves after that? And so Kyle kind of hit on that a little bit. We, a Friday night before the 2-day tournament, we do like an angler experience where we buy everybody dinner, get them all together, have some drinks, go out, compete on a 2-day series. It's a blast, man. And then we give away some nice prizes, super sweet trophies, big payouts. We gave away an Old Town kayak at every event last year. Super fun, man.
At every event.
Yeah,
How
every
far is
elite
Michigan?
elite event.
How far is Michigan from here?
I can get to your place in about.
Seems like
10
a long way, but Torch Lake's the only place I've seen up there, and and the Detroit airport. But
real quick, Ryan, are you guys Spartan or Wolverine guys? Let me hear it real quick.
I'm a Wolverine guy. Mike's none of those things. He's not even from here.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm from Southern Indiana, man. I'm a Notre Dame Irishman.
Okay, well, I was going to give Ryan the directions to Michigan from an Ohio State fan perspective. It's okay. So here's how you find Michigan: it's east till you smell it, north till you step in it. That's how we always tell people. Sorry,
All
Kyle.
right.
Sorry, Kyle.
All right.
okay, that's fair.
No, sorry, Kyle. No, nothing but love. We're all in the kayak family. We're building the community and the brotherhood. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tim Percy rolling his eyes. Lake St. Clair, Ryan. I know.
Right on. I'm so excited that they have opened up borders now and we get to go hang out with all our Canadian friends. We've missed those guys the last couple years.
Dude, they came down to the Classic and they have not lost a step. I will go ahead and tell you.
Oh, I bet.
We celebrated Siddiqui as hard as we could. Rich probably harder than he could, to be honest. But it was
I love
great.
Rich.
What's in the blood up there? Is it pent up from being up in the snow all winter long, and they just come cut loose?
I think so, man. That's got to be it.
I think they just enjoy the camaraderie. Honestly, man, if you've never hung around either of those two guys, you need to. At a tournament, fun fishing, whatever, both of them are just, I mean, great guys. You cannot have a better time around any other humans. They're good folks
100%.
for sure.
Good people. Rich Offner has forgot more about kayak fishing and fishing in general than I will ever learn in my life. And such a great guy. He will share that experience and knowledge with you. All you got to do is ask.
Facts.
Yeah.
Tim Percy makes plastic things. So there.
Yeah.
I saw him. He got to give Ike his little special shark
He
tooth.
did.
I saw that. That was
plate.
so cool. Good for him, man. Tim's been killing it up there. If you guys need a Hobie accessory, holy smokes, contact Tim.
Yeah, man. Let me share my screen again. So, oh God, I got private messages flying up on
I was
going
gonna say, tell Shane to quit DMing everybody so
Yeah,
we can get
yeah.
this podcast done.
Yeah, you guys talked about sponsors and sponsorship support for, helping cover the cost of the app and everything else. And this is a shot from one of the booths you had set up at an expo recently, it looks like. And I saw a cover photo that had more sponsor logos on it than I've ever seen on like 10 dudes wearing jerseys combined. So what's the secret to selling yourself to sponsors up there? Because obviously you have the support now, and it's probably going to grow with the kind of content you're talking about pushing out. So talk about those relationships.
Yeah,
we
have
that.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like the big thing we do with sponsors, and honestly, this goes back to like anybody, whether you're a series or a league or an individual trying to go out at sponsors, is just like go out there and see what you can do for them. Like so many places are just like, give us stuff, or we want to give this away, and it's like, there's a lot of companies you can call up and say, hey, we're running some tournaments, so you send us stuff, and they will. But it's like when you build something and then you go to them and say, hey, we can do this for you, it changes the conversation real quick. And I feel like that is what has been the biggest thing for us, is that we've got these sponsors, and we try to work with every single one of them as much as we possibly can, find out what they're looking to do, what they want to accomplish by doing this, and create a package for them and help them with that. And that's kind of where everything all comes together with all the media stuff that we do and having the app and all the different tournaments and different locations, is that we can hopefully bring them something that's going to actually get them a return on that investment.
That's the goal.
I know Ryan's talked about that 100 times, about how to give value back to these sponsors.
That was some of the conversations that we had with some of the more prominent industry manufacturers at the Classic. They're like, we get so turned off. We have literally hundreds of people at these conventions and things just coming up asking for stuff, like, just literally like, you should sponsor me. I've got 300 friends on Facebook, or what, just some silly stuff. Like, if you go to them with an actual product, and this goes for tournament trails or anglers or a business, whatever it is, if you go to them and show them, what value you bring, that makes a lot more sense than just going up with your hand out. Especially local companies. Like, local companies want to see the exposure. These trails, like TVKA, for instance, we partner with a lot of local businesses in Chattanooga because we're in front of their own base that they draw their customers from. So it makes a lot more sense if you can say, hey, I have this local population that's going to be looking at this app, X number of days a year, then it makes sense for them to advertise with you. That's a very good approach to that. Hats off to you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
man.
think repetition is key too, and that's like where the League Series works out great, because we try to work with like small local shops when it comes to those, and they're getting people coming back week after week to fish those series, and we give them a title name to it, so whatever that series is, it's named after them, and it kind of looks like something that they're putting on with our help. And so it just ends up being that they're able to actually create new customers from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if we've been hacked, Ryan, or this is a legit international fan, but this is one of the YouTube comments.
Yes.
And then
So-
followed by this, if anyone can decipher what that is.
Dude, I met him in 2003. That's what he said. We were at the deli.
Say it's a slide and ride with you guys.
At the slide and ride. We were at the slide and ride in 03. Yeah, my junior year. I'll never forget it. Snuck in on that fake ID from Paducah, Kentucky. I'm here, baby.
We appreciate you. All his name is on YouTube is Iraq. So we appreciate you, Iraq. You're helping us out.
Love
You're helping
us
us
out
out
with
with
the
the
views
views over there.
Iraqis.
Speaking of international customers, you guys being on tonight drew back in Mike McKinstry to KBN.
Squatch. The Bass Squatch.
Thank you. You brought back the Bass Squatch. Way to go, Topwater.
I saw him in the comments earlier.
He's a good friend of ours. I love working with Mike. You know, we're actually going to help Mike out. He puts on a ton of, he does a ton of stuff, but I'm excited to work with him this year. He puts on like 4 or 5 amazing camps for children here in Michigan. And we're going to come out and help him this year, bring some extra kayaks out and help get the kids involved, man. That's the next level to keep this sport growing is let the kids get introduced to kayak fishing. And Mike's been doing that for years. And we were thrilled to be a part of that this year with him. So hats off to him for all the hard work he's doing out there with the public.
Yep. Community outreach. That's the way to go. I'm
Absolutely,
taking
man.
Dylan, Edwin, and Jackson to Broken Bow. So that's my giving back to the kids.
Right on, man.
It's called OJT. That's what they call that. OJT.
Lucky.
Tell Jackson to stay home.
Yeah.
He
for
asked
sure.
to be in on this one. There's one room has like a little princess teepee. We're going to have to get a picture of him and or Edwin in that before we leave that
Yeah,
house.
there you go. I miss him, man. Ever since he scooted off to college, we haven't been able to hang out very much. I miss that kid.
The
I
last
get to
time
see him every now and then, man, but he's staying pretty busy. Education
time-
or something, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
fished against
for sure.
him, and I was going through some area and wasn't having any luck, and then I look back and he follows me through it and catches several fish, and I'm like, all right, this stupid kid.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
The problem is he's like the nicest kid in the world. We fished together, and I'd like come. I'm a little bit late, and he's like, "Hey, is there anything I can help you with?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good. I'll get my stuff together. Thanks, man." And he takes off, and then like 10 minutes later, his dad's leaving. He totally ditches his dad. And I was like so out of it that morning. I went underneath the bridge with my power pole up and ripped my whole power pole off the back of my kayak.
So,
And then,
so
then I
maybe
got schooled
take
by
his
a kid.
advice next time, right?
Yeah.
We've got some breaking news. You're not going to believe this, Ryan, but Katie has deciphered that comment from Iraq. She has translated it.
Oh my gosh.
So there it is. That's it. Free
Okay.
Syria. So free Syria, Mr. Iraq. Thank you, Katie. I don't
Nice
understand
work,
how
Katie.
you do this stuff, but you guys need to get her with the Topwater deal. She's would be good at some sort of backup,
Oh, man.
technical broadcasting support role.
John
I will
Allen
be
has
reaching
confirmed
out.
that's all facts, by the way.
There
Thank
are
you,
some
John.
projects we could get Katie working on, no doubt.
Yeah. Wow. Unreal.
We covered a lot of bases here tonight.
Whoa.
Good job. Good job,
We
team.
did.
What are your thoughts on Ukraine? No, I'm just kidding. We're
We're not doing it.
not doing that. Couple more things. We got a bunch of comments coming through. A lot of folks really like this episode, Ryan. They're saying it's one of their favorite ones they've ever heard. So,
John Allen said that. This is the third one he's ever watched. Don't.
Well, that's
don't get
true.
too hyped up. Come on.
I'm gonna take that and run with it, though, man. I'm gonna screenshot that.
Do it.
That'll be-
Do it. If
that'll
you
be
have
my-
John Allen's support, you have the
That'll be my
community behind
screensaver,
you.
man. I love it. Thanks, John
For
Allen.
sure.
Appreciate it, man.
Do you
So-
have John Allen's shirtless picture? Because I'll send that to put with his comment, so you have
Bring
them
it,
both
man,
on your
bring it.
screensaver.
Bring it. We'll put up a poster of him at the next expo we do.
So I saw a post. I guess it was last week. It wasn't this weekend. The guys from Catch made a post of some of the stuff they were trying to pull off with filming out into the wilderness with the emotional Dusty Yacker voiceover, that whole deal. But I saw you guys had some convos in the comments, and you were talking about. It looked like you guys were going to maybe collab on some live coverage. Is that for real? Is that going to happen with the Topwater Series? You guys going to try to broadcast some events?
Yeah, we've talked with them a few times, and we've kind of done some behind-the-scenes stuff to work together. I don't know. I think he kind of alluded to it a little bit in that video, and I won't go into too many details. But we basically set up kind of like a bonded cellular remote streaming type of setup that we took some practice with and kind of a little test run for them. So we use a similar setup for when we broadcast like remote. So if we're broadcasting from an event, that we got like a bonded cellular setup that kind of gives us, better connection speeds from being out in the middle of nowhere. So we were testing out some stuff on that. I believe on Chickamauga it was for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's some stuff
I
in
was
the
going to
works.
say there was some testing on Chickamauga with a very similar device, so I guess you were involved in that.
Yep. So yeah, that
Right.
that would be what we're talking about there. So,
Okay, and
yeah,
that's
we
not a
played-
cheap piece of equipment, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
No, that's
Okay.
It is
Is
not
it
cheap,
waterproof?
especially when you buy a couple of them.
No.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because Jeff and I have obviously, we talk about this stuff all the time.
Yep.
The streaming is the next, that's the next thing. Like, if you want to talk about a large, income base coming into kayak fishing, streaming is the next move. But to
100%.
outfit 100 kayaks or 200 kayaks with that
Yeah.
is a lot of doll hairs. So I don't know if we're going to see
they're-
that anytime soon.
It is not cheap, for sure. I mean, just going back to our World Series this past year, how many GoPros did we end up buying, Kyle? I don't even know.
I think we
Like-
got about 30 GoPros to be able to do all of it. But
Wow.
but that's a drop in the bucket compared to what the setup that Catches running had to come out with.
Oh.
So
For sure.
How many rulers those boys selling to be able to do that?
Well,
They're gonna have to
one
sell a
for
lot.
everyone that kayak fishes in a tournament now.
That's true.
So
yeah,
It's true. That's true. But,
pretty round number
live,
there.
live streaming kayak events coming your way. Hopefully not too far from now. I think that's kind of the next step in this sport. Is I work from home, so every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now the TV's on, watching Bassmaster Classics on TV. Why not watch live kayak events on the weekend too? I would love to see these live streams. So I think we're headed that way.
And the thing about it is, we're not beholden to have ESPN or Fox Sports pick it up. I mean,
No.
you can stream it to your own website. I mean, MLF, their whole thing is based on their own website. It all streams to MajorLeagueFishing.com. That's it. So,
That is
Imagine if
why
you had a
we're-
nation of kayak bassing and you streamed it to a page like that.
yes.
100%.
Nobody's
That's
doing
Crazy.
it.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That is
It's
why
sort
we're
of.
currently building our own streaming app, like Kyle mentioned before. Like that's our next progression. We've got the equipment now, we've got the series, we've got some sponsor backing and the technology. So next step of progression.
So as far as the streaming process, like if you invest into this particular piece of equipment, what can you stream multiple devices off of? Like what does that give you as far as capability goes?
So basically the way these units work, and I won't get too dorky with it, but essentially you're just combining like multiple, cell phone connections. So you can connect not only, multiple from the same, network, but you can combine multiple networks together, kind of have like a fall over. If one network goes, you can, go to the other one. So essentially that's the big and the most expensive part of it. And then you're just basically streaming those. So in that case, when we did that, they were streaming from Chickamauga to our studio here. And then if you were to do that on, many different, kayaks, obviously, then you can kind of assemble a program from that. So the way we use it is we kind of use it when we're going to go do a live broadcast from the shores of one of our Elite Series events. So if there's not a good connection there, we use the device to be able to give us a good connection.
But to stream from a camera in a kayak, you would have to have one of those devices in each boat.
You'd have to have one in each boat, and they're north of 10 grand a piece. So
That's exactly the number that I heard was
they're
10
expensive
grand
for sure.
roundabout, yeah.
They don't take up a lot of space though. They come in a little backpack that you can tuck away in the kayak, so it's not taking up a lot of space on the deck or the platform. But yeah, you got
For these people dropping 20 grand on a kayak, why not throw another 10 grand in and be able to stream whatever you want? Right?
yeah,
there.
call
There
up
you
that kid so we can have him streaming his fishing.
Yeah, right.
go. I like it.
He'd be the first one.
Yeah, it's basically the same technology MLF uses. They're using even higher end stuff. They're 25 grand per boat.
Yeah,
It's the
and they're
same-
streaming back to a satellite dish truck that's collecting all this and editing their live footage, which is obviously great, but another huge investment. And
even
anybody
they-
has a satellite truck on
So
hand.
even they run around and jump guys from boat to boat. I don't think they have
Yeah.
one for every boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
It's true.
But you guys could easily, to cover kayak anglers, obviously they're not shotgunning all over the lake. So if you had some camera boats, is that the angle you think it'll take? Is just camera boats following them around and going from person to person?
Probably.
Combination.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, combo.
Yeah. I'll let
sure.
let Duke make the decision on those ones. So
There you go.
Gotcha.
We got another question for you guys. John Allen asked, "Do you guys allow hog troughs in Topwater Series?"
Get out of here.
No hog troughs.
No hog troughs. There
Sorry.
you go.
If you have to take a Sharpie and color in your own lines on your measuring board, It's not for us.
Now, I'm an OG. Don't be dogging out the troughs. I came up on hog troughs and fish sticks.
Well, we all did, but advanced technology has made them obsolete, I feel like.
Yeah, and frankly, I like the catch carbonate better than the metal board. I like the yellow.
Yeah,
the yellow a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Us too.
Ryan,
we actually just switched our series over to a catch-only series starting in 2022. I mean, they've set the standard, so.
I'm gonna put this one on the screen for you, Ryan.
Did we get Ryan back?
Yeah, I don't know. I just temporarily popped out. KFL Live. Yeah, they do, Steven. Damn. They're talking about like a solid streaming signal, like kind of like what we're doing right now, not like choppy like cell phone
selfies, like crotch shots from the phone.
Which is fine that's all that's really available, to the masses right now. But to watch stuff like that is painful. Like I've tried, it's painful to watch. People cutting in and out. You got all these weird angles and whatnot going on. Like it's not really an engaging experience there.
Yeah, and I've tried to live stream just because GoPros have that live option, but it's unless you're in the primo 5G LTE spot to use it. Even then, it's kind of choppy, so you can't really count on that either to steal signal there.
So, what do you guys think about somebody that invests in like a wireless like router type setup, gets, let's say they have it rigged in like a camera boat, gets close enough to stream from someone's GoPro using their signal? I mean, we're talking about different options here, obviously. Do you guys think that that's a viable option? I mean, ultimately, everybody's going to have to get on the same page here and us all kind of push to move this thing forward to make it real. I think once you show a big company the value of providing that live look into the kayak, I think that's when you can get an investor in it. So we got to figure out something that works for multiple kayaks.
There's some interesting technology there where you can actually basically send signals line of sight for a pretty crazy distance, like 2,000 yards or something like that, So there's some stuff you can do, but that line of sight is the thing. So, I mean, if you choose some, reservoir where it's, winding, you're never going to make it work. You'd have to do something more wide open. So there's some options there, but it's going to be tough to make it work.
Do you think Starlink can make it work?
Not the way it's set up currently, but it's possible.
I don't think so.
Well, we're pretty much going to bring Tesla on as a sponsor for KBN, so
I would do
right
that.
on.
We're gonna stream via Starlink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all these guys, Tim Percy said it. He said you're going to catch him peeing 10 times. All these kayak anglers peeing off the side of the boat. You're going to have to clean that up.
I didn't want
So that's why you need the big editing truck. You got to have like a 30-second delay, and you got to have the editing truck because there's some weird stuff, and you'll probably want to bleep a lot of the things that I say when I'm fishing.
It'll be online. No FCC regs. You can just do whatever you want.
Buddy, I won't have a sponsor left. I won't be on here. You'll cancel me, Jeff.
Never.
It'll be over, player.
We're uncancelable. That's what we've said
well,
before.
We're trying.
Unless Ashley K comes in here, then I'm cancelable.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
She'll cancel you straight up.
What else we want to touch on tonight? Oh, you guys also do a podcast, don't you? Or at least a live show here and there that I've seen.
Yep, we do a little live show.
What do you got coming for that in 2022? Still going to keep that up, keep it going, or?
Oh yeah, we're going to keep it going. We've been off since basically the end of last year trying to get this whole World Series of Fishing thing edited, which has been a challenge the first time. We definitely learned a lot. We'll come back another month or two. We'll get the live show going again. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's all just kind of, hanging out, talking fishing, nothing too crazy, but we had to kind of can only do so much, so that had to sit to the side.
And y'all do it like a round table too. Like y'all got like 40 dudes hanging out there, and then you bring in the guest, and you got a mixer and a legit setup. That's a pretty nice deal.
Yep. We got a little studio.
Actually rent a little studio. It used to be an old pizza shop. The giant pizza oven still in the back there. That's awesome. But what we do is we've got a round table. We wanted that kind of atmosphere where we could get 5-6 guys, sitting around a round table and just talk fishing and bring in a guest. That way you can get multiple inputs and questions coming live right at you. And it's a good time. And, in the time that we're not doing the Topwater lives, we've put together a pretty good crew of content creators that's going to go out for us this year. They've already started making videos and posting those up on our streams. So trying to keep new things rolling and coming in at you at all times from different views, different ways, different people.
Hustling. I like it.
You guys are doing unbelievable things.
Trying,
up there.
man.
Yeah, unbelievable things. One more question
It's
for
busy.
you. But answer this one carefully. Who's better?
I was
LeBron
hoping
or
you would post that.
LeBron or
John
Jordan? Who's better?
Dang, man.
Tell the
Jordan.
truth. Break his
Jordan all
heart.
the way,
Break his heart. John Allen's a clown. Break his
Jordan all
heart.
the
Tell
way.
him the truth.
Jordan all the way. Jordan all the way. Sorry, John. I'm not sorry. I mean, the
I don't know
truth
what
comes
side
out.
John's on, but
He's a LeBron fan, in case you can't tell by his shirtless pics and whatever else he was hyping up a second ago.
He cheers for players that pad their stats against bad teams while they're 10 games under 500.
Bandwagon.
there you go.
That's his-
There you go.
Yeah, man.
yeah, John and I, we have a good time arguing about the GOAT. There's no argument in my opinion, though.
Yeah, there's no question on that for me.
I mean, this man right here thinks LeBron's the greatest player of all time. No way. No freaking way.
Sorry, John. I sent that
Got
just so you could be famous.
Oh,
You're
no.
here.
Our
John's
YouTube's-
DM's gonna be blowing up now.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
Bro, our YouTube's getting hacked again. Look at this. What do we got going here?
Ah, that's John. They just saw John's pic. Oh my gosh.
Katie, get over there and do something. We're in trouble.
John just OnlyFans'd it. Good job.
YouTube's the Wild West. I don't know what's
Get
happening.
Katie on it. There you go.
This is insane.
Yeah. Man, what a show, man. I think we learned a lot. I knew you guys had a lot going on, but I had no idea the breadth of all the stuff you guys are into up there.
Yeah, it gets a little
absolutely,
crazy.
man. And just like
When you
guys, it's
monetize
all-
that app, call us, okay?
There you
It's
go.
not coming.
I just don't. I don't know why everyone's not using it. To be honest, I mean, if you're offering this app free, why is everyone?
We,
Well,
we,
we've-
we honestly we never market it. We never pushed it. We did not want to come in as a new competitor with, Tourney X, which has a great platform. A lot, most people use that, and we didn't want to come in and be a competitor of those guys. We just wanted to save money on our fishing series. So
Do you have a
and
clever
that was
hashtag?
the bottom line.
I stand with
clever
Topwater. I mean, do you have?
No hashtag. We'll have to
No,
come up
man.
with one.
All right.
No, we've been in testing the last couple of years. So we have our series and then a couple other series in the area using it. I'd say in the next week or so, we're going to kind of release a setup where, people can just jump on and start setting up their own tournaments and everything.
But I mean, honestly, like it runs pretty smoothly. Like y'all have the kinks ironed out. Like you're pretty good to go on it.
Yeah, we didn't want to release something that had
For
a bunch
sure.
of issues. So we've been, like I
Yeah,
say,
smart.
we ran it all last year with very little issues, and we've been working on it for a year to improve all those. We got, like I say, guys up in the Upper Peninsula where there's no service at all using it. So we figure we can make it work for everybody. And yeah, we just want to, not put something out there that's going to cause a bunch of frustration issues. Make sure it's ready.
Well,
Yeah,
we got-
and again, thank you to all those Michigan anglers over the course of the past, 16 months or whatever, that's let us use them as guinea pigs at all these different tournaments that have been using the Tracker app. They've definitely helped us figure out what needed to be fixed before we did make that push to allow other clubs to use it outside of Michigan.
yeah, unbelievable, man.
I want to close this out with you guys' opinions on selling out tournaments and what is the next step. I want both of you to weigh in on this.
Man,
Like, go.
such a good question, because there's so many different ways that could go. What a fantastic problem for AJ to have, right? That's the goal, sell it out, whether it's less than 10 minutes or it takes 2 weeks. The goal is to sell out a capped event, right? So I don't really know how to fix something that I don't see broke. I don't know. Bigger bodies of water, bigger boundaries that allow for more anglers to be able to register, to spread themselves out amongst that boundary.
Is that the answer though? Is more anglers the answer? That's the real question. Like, that's
sometimes
it's
less-
kind of a catch
less is
22.
more,
Like,
right?
yeah.
I feel like less is more sometimes, and I don't know. I look at other sports. you have to qualify to make the big dance, right? That's how it works in golf. That's how it works in NASCAR. That's how it works in, playoff settings. You got to qualify to make it there. Maybe there's some smaller tournament, more regional type stuff Hobie could do to qualify to make the cut in order to register for the big dance, right? On one of the bigger national trails. Maybe
I think
a
that's
regional
definitely one of the
series
options.
for them.
I think that's a one very viable option for sure.
For sure.
Kyle,
I think I think the worst thing I feel like, or biggest problem you're going to have with this is if you're going to have people that they go out there and they perform real well, they're in that, angler of the year running and they can't get registered for a tournament. Like that's the worst possible thing. You want those people that are doing well to be able to get in there. That's the thing that I feel like scares me about, having it where it's selling out in 10 minutes. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I agree. Like that's what you're going for. So if they're selling out that quick, then, I think that just kind of gives a sign to these other series out there to follow that method. And,
I think can't is also a word worth double underlining or putting in quotation marks. Like they can't get in, or they were like, I'm going to finish this sandwich, then I'm going to log in. Or they're like, I was fishing when registration went live, and I was like, I'm going to make one more cast, and then I'm going to sign up. And by the time I did, it was like 160 people. I was like, man, that was almost a costly cast there. Like,
yeah, I'm sure they all would have been super disappointed if you couldn't make the Chick tournament.
Let me tell you, me and Chick in big ones are not friends. I think the last big one on Chick, me, Dylan, and Shane stayed out till about 2:45 in the morning, and I didn't get on the water till almost 10 a.m. So you're pretty safe on Chick because I feel like I have to entertain everybody.
Sure.
I'm going to try to learn from my own mistakes on that one.
That sounds like our Crossroads team from last year.
The crazy thing is, y'all, if you go look at the Chick waiting list, the Santee, I mean, there's some names on those waiting lists that are like regulars at the top of leaderboards. So I don't know, why they weren't locked and loaded at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, depending on where they live.
Right.
I think because we haven't seen one sell out that fast. Yeah. I think this was an eye-opening experience. You won't see those top anglers. Susky will be like throwing a match in gasoline. Like that one is going to go insane. That's the one that you will probably potentially see people miss out on in the first 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I've been impressed so far that the website hasn't crashed, or the app.
Yeah.
I thought it would. I thought it would lock up. But it has not. So well done, Attorney.
Yeah, that's a lot of traffic
impressive.
all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Could your app handle 250 anglers trying to sign up in 2 minutes?
Yeah, no, that won't be a problem. So
all right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We just upgraded all of our stuff by about
Shameless
4 times
plug.
what it was. So
These guys are software guys, so they're already ahead of the game.
I like it.
Yeah, we just went through a server migration and some upgrades, so I feel like we're good to go.
Yeah, unreal. Anything else for these guys, Ryan? What an unbelievable night we've had.
I think we crossed every bridge that I had on the map there. I just have to figure out how far Michigan is now.
not too far.
Hey man, I'm still trying to get you up here to go on a turkey hunt with me. So
hey, turkey season's about to pop off. We have to take our Say
For
JT
real.
winner to that Kentucky farm and do that hunt this year. That's
Right
what we
on,
got
man.
coming up on the books for sure.
sounds exciting. So
Good stuff.
Be good.
Anything else from the Topwater series you guys want to drop before we let you get out of here?
man, just thank you guys for having us on here. We appreciate your time. It's been a dream to get on KBN for years now. So we appreciate the time and allowing us to spread our voices to your masses on what we've got going on up here. And I think it's something that many other states could easily adapt and start their own league or, find something local for them to do, not just the big tournaments on the weekend.
And I think people should take note that you came on KBN for doing something great instead of some sort of scandal, how most tournament series get on KBN.
I was actually
so
talking
good job.
about that earlier today. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys. Love what you guys do. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's all just about growing the sport, and everybody does it in a different way, and we're trying to do our part. So appreciate what you guys do with holding the group and all the work that goes along with that and dealing with all the craziness over here.
Gotta have a big shovel.
It is fun. It is fun to watch. That is for sure.
We got a big broom, Ryan. We keep it swept up.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. I will pick a winner for the sunglasses after I figure out the like and share contest winner. I'll post it up later. But unreal, man. I guess we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.